Hi guys, so it's a little something different today. Seeing as how we're coming into the winter sort of season, and people are gonna start needing to get rid of the dampness indoors. I usually use those ones where you buy the disc things and then you pop it open and you got like these massive tablet things, the Aero things or whatever they're called. The Unibond Aero 360 or whatever it's called. And to be honest, they get really expensive because you end up using, like, we have about 3 or 4 of them around the house. Never really gets rid of all of the dampness anyway, and ends up costing maybe about £40 to £50 a year just on them tablet things. So what I decided to do this time is I've got 2 of these dehumidifiers, one for downstairs and one for upstairs, and it's a 20 litre. I'll put a link to it. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put a link to it. I can't remember exactly how much it was now. I'll also put that in the description with the link, because I was looking at 2 or 3 different ones, and one was 120, one was 130, and one was down to £100 as a special offer or whatever. And I don't think it's this one because the tank was only something like 1.5 litres, whereas I think this one was the 6 litre one if I remember rightly, but it's 20 litre, so it's not that big, you know. It's about 50 or so, 50-60 centimeters high. It's not very big and it's not very loud. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll shut up so you can kind of hear. That's on the low fan. You can have a higher speed as well. So you just have to unlock the panel. You can have it locked or unlocked. I just locked it because my cat or something will probably jump on it, or Aaron will touch it or something, or I'll press it by accident or something. But that's the higher speed. It's not very loud at all. I think when I've got the telly on, I'm not going to really be able to hear it. It's just like it's quieter than a fan. When we had the fan on in here in the summer, and we had it up there, it was, you know, you could hear the fan when we had it on high, and it was maybe 3 times the noise of this, and we'd have to turn the telly up like an extra 2 or 3 notches or something just so that we didn't have to hear the fan. But on its highest it's about 1/3 of that, and then to be honest I think I'm only going to need it on the lower one, because basically the control there, when you switch it on, it comes up what the humidity is in the room. So when I put it on about 20 minutes ago, it was at 72 and it's already gone down to 58. And it's on the auto setting, so basically what that means is it will come on and go off on its own at whatever amount I set it to. So default setting when it's switched on is 50, so it's going to try and get down to 50 humidity, and you should really be in the range of 45 to 65 it says, and then you'll get the green light on the front. If it's a red light on the front, it's over 65, and that means there's too much moisture in the air. If it's below 45, it goes blue, which means there's not enough moisture in the air. So you should always be between 45 and 65. So default setting is set to 50, but you can adjust that with the arrows here. So you can see I can kind of go up and stuff, but I'm going to leave it at the default 50 and see what happens. If it gets down to that and it starts switching itself on and off and stuff, so it's not on for long periods of time. But like I say, it's gone down to, well, it just went up to 59, but but it went down from 72 when I first switched it on. But you can also put it on, so it's on auto at the moment, but you can put it on continuous so it stays on the whole time, so it won't switch itself off. And if you do that, then basically what it does is, I think when it gets down to around about 20 humidity or something, then it will switch itself off then. but otherwise it just stay on the whole time. And then you've got things like timers and stuff like that, where you can set it up so you can have the amount of time that you want it to switch on for, and then like a reset button. I'm not really too sure what that reset button does, but really I'm just going to kind of for now leave it on its default at 50, see how it goes. If it gets down to that really easily within like a bit of, you know, within an hour, and it's coming on off for a few minutes here and there, then I think I'll just leave it at that. If it's sort of struggling, maybe I'll put it to 55 and just see. But 72, I knew that there would be too much moisture, and this is morning time, and this is downstairs. I've got to do the upstairs one, yeah, and upstairs in the winter time, because you can't put the clothes outside. You know, we're drying the clothes in my daughter's room while she's away at uni, but then generally it's like in every room of the house on the heaters there's clothes, and there's a clothes rack usually either downstairs in the hallway or upstairs in one of our bedrooms. So this one's gonna be down here. I'm gonna, because we do get quite a bit of moisture on the living room window, because it's a massive living room window, and it's the one that gets probably the most moisture out of every window in the house, because I guess because it's such a big window and stuff, it's, you know, easily done. And then upstairs I'm going to put it in the hallway, so it's between the bathroom and my daughter's room where the clothes are drying, and I'll see what number it is there, and then I'll carry on the video. Oh, just before I do that, that's the box with all like the model numbers and stuff, size. Basically it's in the box, and as you can kind of see, it's pretty much exactly the same height as the box. It's just got a bit of styrofoam in there. It also comes with where did I put it? It comes with a little mini hose as well, so instead of having to take out the back, because the back is there, and this part here I'll show you on the other one because this one's on, but you can take this part out, and that's the filter on it, and you can clean that, and you have to do that every couple of weeks, either hoover it or wash it. And then this one's like the hose goes in there, and it's not a very long hose, so it'd have to be right next to something, or like a bucket or something like that. Some people put in the reviews, but I'm not going to do that. I think this is like, I think it was 5 or 6 litre tank, so it shouldn't need sort of emptying that often, maybe once or twice a day. And if you can get it under control and it's not too much dampness in the air, then maybe you might only have to do it once a day, once every couple of days or something, or once in the morning, I don't know. We'll have to see, because it's got the indicator here, so you can see how full up the tank is there, and then obviously it will cut off if it does get full up. But yeah, I'll pause it, and then we'll do the upstairs one. Right, so I've got it upstairs. And it sort of just switches on to standby on its own, like that. And it's got some tape and stuff on it, so you will need to pick these off to be able to get things like the filter and the tank out. I guess you can kind of leave it on there in the start, but at some point you're going to have to take it off to be able to get the tank out and the filter to be able to clean it and stuff. So yeah. There's always one little bit that don't want to come off. Plus I've got to be careful, because my cat for some reason loves to eat this stuff. It was on one of his things that I got yesterday, and he started eating it, and he eats anything that's plastic. So yeah, so that just pops off like that, and you take this out and you hoover it or wash it, and then the tank, be better with 2 hands, but it's not the biggest tank in the world, but then the machine would end up having to be bigger and stuff, and it just collects the water inside. You've got a little handle so you can carry it, and then you've got the hole sort of there, and just tip it down the sink, toilet, whatever, outside on your plants. You could put it in a watering can or something. To be honest, like winter time, you ain't gonna need that because it's gonna be barely raining. So yeah, I can't remember. I think it's 5 litres. I'll put it all in the description anyway. But I know it was bigger than the other ones, because one was 1.5 and another one was, I think, 3, and I'm sure this one was either 5 or 6. So I don't want to be having to kind of empty it every, few hours and stuff. Ideally, I'd like to just empty it once a day in the morning or something. But we'll have to see just how much moisture there is, and maybe at first there'll be a lot, but it will kind of get it under control, and then get to a point where it's kind of not very much moisture, just certain times, because like we keep like the clothes rack like that in there, plus then put clothes on heaters and stuff, and then in the mornings when it's really cold, the windows are obviously wet, and the bathroom is the worst one, to be honest, because there's no extractor fan in there or anything, so it always feels damp in there. I don't know, it's just horrible room in general, like the bathroom. The worst bathroom I think I've ever had in a place, to be honest. Like the last place we had did have an extractor fan and everything, and I don't know why this one didn't have it, and I don't really want to be messing about trying to make holes in walls and stuff like that. So yeah, for now anyway. But we'll see how this goes, because maybe this being the bathroom basically there, so I'll leave this. I'm not going to put it in the bathroom because it's going to be pointless, but I'll leave it out here where it joins, and then I can leave maybe the doors open and stuff. So yeah, so basically when you switch it on, let's see. So look at 84 straight away, so it's red. So it's a lot higher than it was downstairs, and I was kind of half expecting that, to be honest, because of the bathroom and the clothes, and the fact that kind of heat rises, moisture warms up and then comes upstairs or whatever, and then sets up here or whatever. So and then we sleep up here obviously, so breathing and stuff like that's probably causing it. Plus we have the window open in the bathroom sometimes because of trying to get rid of the moisture or whatever. So it's, yeah, so basically I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to leave that pretty much closed, except from when we're just had the baths or whatever. We'll open the window for about 5-10 minutes, close the window completely, leave this on out here and see. But you see it's already gone down to 80, and it's set to 50 by default, but you can change that. But it does say between 45 and 65 is the ideal, and then you can change the fan speed, hold the lock button for a couple of seconds, then it locks it into place. And I guess the higher the speed of the fan, the quicker it will get to that that ideal humidity or whatever. But then you got the noise. Maybe up here it won't really matter, because you're not going to be sitting in the hallway and stuff, so but we'll see how it goes. So far I'm really happy with it. Like, it's not noisy, it looks nice, it's not an ugly looking machine. It's not noisy, it's not got millions and millions of buttons and things that you need to take apart to clean and stuff. It's just really simple. Capacity 20 litres. There you go, tank capacity 6.5. so basically, yeah, it was the better one of them, for definite, because like I say, one was 1.5 litre, one was I think 3 litre, and when I was reading even just the reviews on this one, it was kind of saying people were emptying it at first with a very damp room twice a day, and when it wasn't too damp, just once a day. Now if it was 1.5 litres, I'll be up here every 2 or 3 hours emptying this thing, and I ain't doing that. So for the sake of an extra 10 or 20 pounds, the bigger tank, better reviews on this one as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. So that's the, what's it called? I don't know how you pronounce it. I'll just say Netta Dehumidifier. Yee.